Good evening. It's Kicking It with the Clunkies. I'm Cindy.
I'm Dave.
How are you doing today?
Not too bad. How are you?
Great. It was a good day. I went and got a facial. It was wonderful.
I thought you were at work.
Oh, shoot. I was for a little while. I got off a little early to go have that done. You got to go around the facial people's schedule. So.
Got it. Okay.
So, yeah.
I've never done that. Okay.
I know. So I go to Hand and Stone. Shelly and her daughter Madison are great over there. So we'll give them a shout out in Lake Orion. So.
Hand of Stone. Okay.
Yep. So.
Good.
How about that weather today? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was working from home, and I had the Tigers on too, so that was fun. So
And
watched
we
3
won.
hours of the Tigers, and I got back to work. No, I had it on. So just like you went to the facial, I watched the Tigers. And I saw the snow coming sideways and rain probably going the opposite direction. It was the
like
weirdest.
I know, it was like a tornado. Like it blew my car door open. I mean, it was going everywhere.
It was bad.
But
for sure.
it is April in Michigan, and that's what you get.
And then we had a beautiful sunset. It was sunny out.
I know, exactly.
Looked nice.
Well, we have a special guest today.
We do. First time ever.
Yes. Hello, Colton Gensman. How are you?
Hey guys, thanks for having me on.
I know, of course.
Welcome.
So, to our audience. So Colton is my son, and he is my business partner in Gardening by Cindy. So, did you work out in this weather today, Colton?
I'd say for a couple hours when it was nice, and then I went, took a break, and it just started snowing like crazy out there. I mean, it was rain, sleet, snow. I mean, it was a mixture out there for sure. So, kind of held up the work, and we're flexible enough where I'll just work Saturday then, and finish our job Saturday. If I might have to work Sunday too. It's not a big deal. But
Exactly.
at least we have warmer
Because it'll be
weather.
80 by Saturday, probably.
Actually, 65 and sunny, but that's the hard part about having a landscape gardening business. We started spring cleanup a month ago, and we get these jobs in, and we have a job that we need to finish, but we have some workers tomorrow, so it's exciting. But yeah, so just to tell a little bit about Gardening by Cindy, the day we bought this house, I was let go from my automotive sales executive job, and I put myself out on the chat room, and our Lake Orion chat room, and I'm like, I garden, I paint, I just bought a lake house, I need a job. So all of a sudden, Jerry Sylvain, got to give out to my buddy Jerry, across the canal, he's like, hey, come do some work for me. So that was my first job. I got a couple partners, and we started a business. But we broke off about 3 years ago now. I guess this is our fourth season maybe, and started Gardening by Cindy. And Colton's been a team member, but he's been doing such a great job. I'd love for him to eventually take it over down the road. So went back at my master gardening during COVID 3 years ago. And went to the Michigan State through all online because everything, of course, was shut down. But hey, what else was there to do?
All online, but you had that big ass binder that you used.
Oh my gosh,
it's huge.
I know. I needed to know the spelling of the Latin word for hosta. I'm like, we say hosta here.
Yeah.
Do you even know the Latin word, Colton?
No, I know that every time I have to write perennial, I have to look it up to make sure I spell it right. Because sometimes I forget the extra R
I
in
do
there.
the same
And I'm
thing.
like, how do you spell that? So I have to look it up because I want to be professional. I don't want to misspell it. And then the customer's like, they don't even know how to spell perennial. So
You can't do shorthand like a waiter or something. Just P.
You're right.
yeah, we'll abbreviate it next time and just say PER or whatever. So.
Exactly. Well, Dave, you worked with us a lot last year. We were just working 7 days a week. It was exciting, but we had maybe 9 to 10 employees last year. It was great, and some really, really good workers. And so I always appreciate family pitching in from Max and Sam and Dave and, helping Colton and I. So, Colton, what do you think we do the best that puts us above any other landscapers out there?
I'd say we're not just landscapers. I think we do a little bit of everything. I mean, any we move stuff around, furniture, patio furniture. I mean, there's times we're fixing stuff that it's like, that's not even in our playbook here. And, we're fixing people's, who knows, but there's always like little projects and stuff. Like today, I'm moving a whole bunch of, patio furniture and taking the covers off of stuff, putting tarps away for one of our customers. And I'm like, it's not necessarily landscaping, but it's stuff that, he wanted done. And, so we do a little bit
I
of
take
everything.
full service.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Well, last year I had some stuff to move and huge rocks. Remember those rocks?
Jeez.
And I needed some manpower to help me.
Yeah.
But I was just thinking. I love Sue over here and Lake Orion. She's been a customer for a good 6 years now. And last year I stenciled her patio. Remember, I painted the patio and then I did stencils on it and painted a pattern on it. So she wants us actually to repaint another patio too. So yeah, you're right. But I must say, adding Colton, I've gotten the nicest letters. Oh, this Pat Sable and Gloria, Mary Lou called today, and she's just like, oh my God, Colton is the nicest boy, so respectful. I love getting all these messages. So
Yeah, for the most part, I'm like that.
most of the time.
Yeah,
but,
exactly.
But no, it's nice to feel appreciated. So I love what we do. I love getting dirty, and we have some fun projects. Carl, I love this transformation we're doing.
Yeah, we're going back there tomorrow to go finish it up.
So what are you working on?
We're putting in a whole bunch of
Those big paver stones.
pavers, yeah, big pavers. So not like the little pavers, but big patio stones pretty much. And we're gonna level out like the barbecue. The barbecue's uneven, so we're gonna put that on top of the pavers and pretty much just make them like a nice little patio. Put a whole bunch of patio furniture because I mean it was so messy when we first got there. I mean there was grass growing in between the rocks, and so we dug out all the rocks and made just a really nice rock border. Got all the grass out. I think when I dumped the trailer today, and I think it was at like 1,500 pounds or something of sod that we took out and dirt and everything. So
Yeah.
Do you ever look at a job and say, "Oh, geez, I don't know if I want to do this"?
When the weeds have been over my head.
That's what
Absolutely.
I mean. Something like that looks impossible,
Yep,
or
and
like
then the
pull every weed out
bees.
of these rocks or something.
Yeah. Well, some of the weeds are so small that I mean, you could sit there and your fingers almost go numb at the end of the job because you're pulling. I think the hardest thing for us is like getting the weeds out of pavers. Eventually, when you first get them in, you don't really get weeds in the pavers at all. But after 5 years and the little concrete
If
starts.
people don't keep up with it.
Yeah, exactly. That concrete kind of starts breaking down in between each one. You get weeds that grow up in all of them, and I mean, what can you really do? You can take a screwdriver and pry them out, but they pretty much. I mean, they come back, unfortunately. So
Can't round that up. You can't just.
We do, but there are actually a bunch of type of vinegar and salt and things like that that we do, like on our beach here. That I do because I don't want to use any of that Roundup or anything like that. A few customers do have us use that, and we make sure to wear protective gear and stuff. But pretty much, but yeah, what I think we are really good at too is designing. I just have that creative eye. We work together. I work with one of my tree experts in nurseries that we really understand the product, where we're putting it in the sun, to the shade, wind, I think that's another good thing that we do. But yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I love planting the flowers. That's my favorite. So we're going back to Hilltop. Got their year, their 5th year, I think, doing
Wow.
their whole subdivision.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so we're changing up some flowers. So
Yeah, I like doing the subdivisions. It's nice because you don't have somebody there telling you that you have to do this and this and this, and they want it this way. You kind of just get to, do it yourself and, make everything look great pretty much. There's no really outline of stuff that you have to do. I mean, for I guess maybe a little bit, but, you really get to, like you said, design and, make it how you want it pretty much. Make it look good.
absolutely. So, yeah, so I'm excited. We're getting going. So Gardening by Cindy, we are pretty much all around Oakland County. We've been going out to Macomb a little bit for, some specific,
My parents.
Yep, your parents and, and their neighbors and so on and their stuff because they see how good we do. And, yeah, so it's exciting. Still, I think my favorite job was going to Kelly's. Remember last year, or 2 years ago? We'd get on the boat on the pontoon.
Oh my gosh.
And I had to take, at least 40,
Yeah.
50 flats of flowers on our pontoon boat.
Yeah.
And
The entire floor of the pontoon boat was covered with flowers. You could not walk on the floor at all.
I love it.
It was all flowers.
Yep, Kelly
Looked
and
like a Rose
Tonino.
Bowl float. Rose Bowl parade float.
Yeah, so that was fun going to an island on the lake, but you had to take all your stuff. I think that's one of my favorite jobs that I used to do, and they appreciated it and loved flowers so
Yeah.
much. So yeah.
I don't know if I have a favorite job. I like our regular customers. Our regular customers are so nice.
I know.
I have this one customer. His name's Will. And he told me actually the other day I've been calling him Will and his name is Bill. And so 2 years later I find out that his name is Bill and not Will. And so
We've been putting it on the
Yes, okay,
on the
so-
invoices.
Where there's a will, there's a bill.
oh my gosh. Yeah, he texts me. He goes, "My name's actually Bill, not Will."
Oh my god.
We're gonna have to
Oh,
loop
that's
in
so
the
funny.
Big Bad Bill is Sweet William now.
I know.
The
Well, Sweet
Van
Mary.
Halen song.
Whoa. Well, Sweet Mary Lou called today.
You
Can
sure
I
that's
get-
her name?
I know.
You guys better check your Rolodexes.
Well, she asked for Colin.
Colin?
Colin. She calls me Colin. Colin.
Hey, where's that ass? Or colon? Or
Yeah, and I started laughing, but I'm like, I don't even want to correct her.
I feel bad. Like I don't want to correct her because
I
I mean
know.
she's an older lady and she's super nice, so sweet. And I'm like, I don't want to be like, especially now because I mean I've been there, 5-10 times, and now I'm like, do I want to tell her my name's not Colin? It's Colton.
well, she'll know now when she listens to the podcast.
So yeah. So anyways, yeah. So we're getting started. If you need any spring cleanup, I love Colton's uniform here. He's got his nice Carhartt Gardening by Cindy apparel by Right Hook.
I was gonna say who did that.
I know.
Yeah.
We do not wear flip-flops on the job. We wear professional wear. We all match. We all have really nice merch by Right Hook. I love the bright green and the logo that you did. It's really looking nice. So
It looks good.
I know.
Looks good. Even when it gets dirty, it looks good. It's
It's comfy, that's for sure.
Yeah,
I mean, nice
exactly.
Carhartt. Like this thing is awesome.
I know. Well, good.
It's nice when you have days like this and it's 25 degrees out, and you have to landscape in this weather. But
So speaking of, we talked about Hilltop subdivision. So Lori over at Hilltop, she also has a dog rescue. So I wanted to surprise you guys. We're getting a foster puppy tomorrow.
right.
I'm excited.
I know. So all I know, he's a little black German Shepherd mix. He looks kind of like a lab, and he doesn't have a name.
Will.
Oh gosh.
Or Bill.
Yeah, Will or Bill.
Willie Bill.
Hillbilly.
Hillbilly. Hillbilly. Oh my God.
Well, did you know people that are named William like to be called Bill instead of like Will for short?
Yeah.
I didn't know that until because I had to look it up now, and I'm like, I didn't know that people are called Bill if your name's William. I mean,
Look it up.
That's funny. So-
Interesting. We're playing the name game on the Kicking It with the Clonkies.
I know. So we are going to find a name. Once the puppy comes tomorrow, I think we'll really look and then see what we should name him.
It's a boy.
Yes. And all I know, he's about 8 or 9 weeks, and he came from the east side here of Michigan with 9 siblings, and this last little one didn't have one. So, of course, I said yes.
Yep.
So please, as I say in every podcast, it's wonderful. And if you ever think, oh my God, Cindy, how do you give them up? People ask us this all the time. You see this family come and get this puppy, and they can, like, we're on the go all the time. I mean, we're taking our dogs and stuff, and but puppies really need the attention. So the little kids come and are so excited. It's just so heartwarming. I mean, what's been your favorite foster puppy either one of you guys think of?
Gosh, there's been so many now. Well, I definitely remember Lance because it was we named him Lance, right? After Lance
yeah.
Lance Parrish.
Yeah.
Both
From
our
the
favorite
Detroit
Tigers. Colton may not have heard of Lance Parrish.
You
The big
have.
wheel.
A little bit.
The big wheel. Great catcher.
My
Great.
favorite was Gulio.
Oh,
Gulio, we
no.
had I think either two
Oh
or
my
three
God.
families lined up to foster
To
Gulio.
adopt,
It's
yeah.
adopt them, and one canceled because somebody had COVID in the family. The next had a vacation planned for the next week, and so they're like, "Can we wait 2 weeks?" And we're like, "Well, you have to be ready.
Yeah.
You can't get unfortunately, you can't get a dog, and then go on vacation the next week. It just doesn't work out." So that was the one foster puppy that we almost kept,
And he was a beautiful
so
white
cute.
lab. I mean, he was just adorable.
Yeah. I think that was the one time we actually thought about actually keeping them,
Yeah.
keeping one of the. I mean, most of them, you want them to just go to a nice family, but that was the one where is it a sign, that all these families have canceled that that this is our dog, this is our new
Exactly.
puppy. So, but he ended up finding a great home, and so.
And a lot of times we really only have them 1 to 2 weeks, and they give you the food. They get the adoptive parents. They go on Pet Finder and they take in all the applications and stuff like that. So it's all you need to do is just show them some love, and then we provide a big pen in the. I put ours in the basement, and we get a little bed and food, and he doesn't need 24 care. You go down there, show him love, and it's really, really rewarding. So,
It is
yeah.
cool how they change from day one to
Oh, they're so
when it's time
scared
for them to go.
sometimes.
they're like totally different puppies.
They've been in bad situations. We've gotten some, fly up on an airplane and all of a sudden they're in our house and scared to death. And then by the time they leave, they're like, "See ya!" Their tails are wagging, and
That's
it's really rewarding. So I'm excited about that. So, yay
Cool.
for that. So
We need a name though. We still need a name. We're
I
gonna
know.
Put a vote out.
Yeah, I'll put him on Facebook tomorrow, and then everybody take a look, and then we'll make a decision.
Yeah.
So,
Speaking of animals,
oh boy.
has Maisie, our cat, our little kitten, she was a kitten at least, and
Oh
now
my gosh.
has she been good?
She's a
Yes.
full blown tiger.
So she went through a
Uh-oh.
teething stage
Yes.
here, but no. So she thinks she's a dog. So the
She
dogs
does.
go out,
Yeah.
and she tries to run out. So the other day at 6:00 in the morning, I can't sleep because I'm so excited about work and Santini. All of a sudden, and I'm in just little shorts and a tank top. All of a sudden, she shoots out all the way out into the yard, and I had to run out there and pick her up and bring her back in. And I'm like, if I lose this cat, Colton is gonna kill me. That's all I keep thinking about.
Yeah.
So but she wants to do what the dogs do. I mean, I don't blame her. They go out, come back in. She wants to.
I think she's grown out of her teething stage now though.
Well,
Right?
yeah, because she's chewed on everything.
All the cords. Oh, now we got all these new cords.
Oh,
Our
no.
new
Yeah.
microphone system here.
I
We gotta make
know.
sure it's under lock and key.
I know it's a wonderful.
So if you hear us sound better, we got a new system.
We're
Whole
so
new
excited
system.
because we can have we can have guests now
Yeah.
on. So Colton will be moving out here soon.
Yep.
So what's it feel like to be a first home buyer?
I think the initial, it's very emotional, I'd say. I think it's very exciting at first, where you're like, oh my gosh, I'm doing it. Like, this is amazing, especially, doing it by yourself. I don't have a significant other that, is, partaking in, all the paying for everything. So, I think it's very, very, very emotional, where it's high stress, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love it and I'm excited, but then you think one day you're like, oh, okay, everything's fine, and then the next day you're like, oh, well, I have to pay for, Wi-Fi, I have to pay for this, and I have to pay for this, and I have to renovate this, and then the next day you're like, oh, it's fine, I'll just work a couple extra hours, so it's a whole back and forth process where, you're very excited, but at the same time, I mean, I've been emotional wreck, and I might not show it to, everybody.
Oh, you
but,
do. I'll see your attitude.
No, I know, but I mean, it's been a lot of stress between, everything, just kind of going on.
Yeah,
And
understanding
all
the
new
mortgage.
furniture. It's not, I don't have any furniture. I have a bed and, now a couch and everything that my amazing mother bought for me. So, but I mean, other than that, I mean, kitchen table, just everything. I mean, all new furniture. I mean, if you look around here, bar stools, like, I need all of this stuff. So it's all stuff that I have to buy. So,
There's always something.
yes.
Yeah, it'll
Seems
always
like
be.
it.
And
You can have a
things-
budget, and then there'll be something else you need,
Right.
that you didn't think of. I mean, that's
But yeah, I mean, we got to give a shout out to your mortgage guy. What's his company? Luke's.
Luke, what's his last name?
Luke Martin.
Luke Martin. You know what? It's funny that you bring him up. I just got a package today, my first ever package to the house, and I was like, "What is this?" I thought it was from the last people because I still get the last people's mail and everything, and because she hasn't fully switched her name over off of like UPS or whatever. So I got a package from Luke today, and it's a really nice fuzzy blanket in there, and it has my name. It says Colton G on it, and it's from him and his company and everything. So I'm like, that's awesome. It was just,
That's awesome.
it was very nice of him. And same thing with Carrie, my real estate agent. She was amazing. Got me
Yeah.
tons of seller concessions and everything, and she gave me a $100 Home Depot gift card when I closed. So shout out to her too. So
Oh, that's awesome. Do you know their company names offhand? I know.
First Preferred Lending, that's
Luke's.
Luke, and then I don't know Carrie's what her
Carrie.
business is.
I know. We got to give her a shout out.
I know.
well, we can put in the notes here and tag them
Exactly.
on the liner notes for the podcast.
I
like we
do want to,
with the-
I forgot to talk about, I do work for 2 rescues, and this particular puppy is coming from Heavenly Paws. And they do a lot with cats and dogs, but, and we also work with Forever Animal Tales Rescue as well. So just want to give a shout out because, yeah, we love to support community, local, and all these businesses. We're all small businesses around here, so
Yeah.
awesome.
So the house is going well. You're not living there yet, right?
Not yet. Not
when
yet.
when do you think that's gonna?
Well,
And we're not trying to boo you.
yeah, I know. I'm
I
Just,
know.
you
I'm getting the memo here, I guess.
We had a renter.
I know.
We're kind of holding them off now.
We got 6 bedrooms
I'm just
and only
squatting
one.
at this point. I'm a
Yeah.
squatter in the basement, pretty much. So, I'm waiting till the master bedroom is fully complete. So we had to rip out there was this. It was a pretty nice tub, but it was just there was no wall separating the bathroom and.
Well, it's a
and the
huge
bedroom.
jetted tub.
Yeah, and then the tile expanded. It was too much, and it's not. I don't really want a tub or anything, and it was just in the middle. So we had to pretty much rip out all of the tile in the bathroom, and redo everything. So I mean, it's only been a week and a half. It seems like it's been a month that I've had this house. It's only been a week and a half now. So. But
That's
yeah,
true.
once the master bedroom is done, I'm at least gonna probably move all my stuff in there. We just got the one door moved, so I can bring my TV in and everything once we patch up the other.
Oh yeah,
hole.
the
Yeah.
98-inch TV that you
Yes.
had to have.
It was before I thought of buying a house, and then all
Are
of
you
a
gonna
sudden,
put that in the garage or in the house?
I don't know if
That's
it's
huge.
gonna. How are we gonna get it in there? It was a pain in the butt to get it downstairs, that's for sure. It's a 150-pound TV. I mean, it was insane. I mean, it's 8 feet long. And it's ridiculous. And so, all I can say is, sports games are going to be fun to watch.
Yep,
on
we're
the-
coming
on the
over to
couch.
your house. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I love it. But I'm really proud of you. You really took on this whole your credit, or your mortgage, everything like that. You've really done well. So, congratulations. At 24, saving up every penny since you've been 15, and then also, doing day trading. So I know I gave you $3,000, and you made me 59% on my money.
That was in the first year, yeah.
Yeah.
And then it started fluctuating from there, but
Yeah.
Just don't look at the last couple days.
yeah, no
Exactly.
kidding. Yeah, if you take away this last couple days and the
Oh
last
my
week or
gosh.
two, I think we were up. The count was up over 100% at one time. I remember I bought Netflix. I bought 2 shares of Netflix on your account it was at $242 a share. This was maybe a year or two ago. I bought 2 shares at $242, and then probably a couple weeks ago it was up over $1,000. I mean, a share. I
Wow.
mean, it was insane to hit $1,000.
Why didn't you get me more?
$50. Yeah, no.
No, that's awesome. No, I like having a great portfolio. You've really taught me a lot,
I thought of you the other day. I'm sorry. I saw on Netflix, or going through Netflix, there's a, I don't know if it's a documentary or a movie about the GameStop, that whole thing.
Oh,
The guy
I
that
think-
got that thing going. Did you watch that?
I did not watch that
I
one.
can't
There's
remember what
another
that's
one.
called.
Yeah, it's like the GameStop saga or something. There's another one on Netflix as well about this couple who managed to scam some brokerage. They hacked a brokerage and they stole millions of dollars of Bitcoin, and it's about like their whole story on how they hacked it and what they did with the money. I mean, it was a really weird couple. I mean, they if you look at their TikToks that they were making, I mean, you would never expect these people to be hacking into this big brokerage.
I think we saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was really interesting. That was really cool. And
The Netflix one's called Eat the Rich: The GameStop Saga.
Wow.
So I don't know if it's a documentary or a movie, but it looked interesting, and I thought of Colton. I'm like, oh, well, get him.
I'll have to watch that. I ever since Netflix got rid of the Office, I've been kind of boycotting them.
Oh, wow.
The Office.
Yes, I love The Office. The
I
Office
still
is
haven't
my
watched-
favorite show. I watch
You
The
don't
Office.
even watch TV. Wow.
He must.
No, I do.
He's got a 90-foot TV.
Well, sports, sorry.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Sports is always on in our
Yeah.
family here.
How can you help but watch a 90-foot?
Speaking of that, Pistons around right now too.
Yeah.
Pistons.
I know. I talked to the marketing manager at Auburn Hills Chamber the other day. Yep. I told them, you're
The
loving
boys are
and
back in
watching.
town. The boys are back in
town.
business here.
Boys back in
The
town.
bad boys. It is so interesting watching the Pistons play because, I mean, every single game they're getting into, heated debates and arguments and everything with the other team. Like just the
Really?
other day, I think it might have been 2 or 3 games ago, some guy came up to Ron Holland and he started pointing at him in his face, got in his face and everything.
Wow.
And Ron Holland, he doesn't play with that. I mean, he's obviously going to retaliate. So the guy starts pointing at his face, and Ron Holland kind of grabs the guy, pushes him away, and all of a sudden they're like in a wrestling match on the court.
Oh my gosh.
And then Isaiah Stewart, who we call Beef Stew. Because he just loves to, beef with people pretty much, and he jumps in, and I mean he's always going to back up his team, and then I think we had 4 or 5 players that were suspended for like 1 or 2 games for fighting, but
I don't like all this violence.
well, maybe not violent, but it makes it
It's not a
interesting.
hockey game.
That's what makes the NBA interesting.
Yeah. Because I mean they call fouls on every single play, so I mean the little bit of the fighting, it makes it really fun to watch, and now they're really good. So
No,
they just clinched the playoffs a couple days ago too.
Awesome. I didn't hear that.
Yeah,
Biggest
hey,
turnaround.
isn't the March Madness game on?
yeah, 7:30 I think it started.
No, I think it's not later. It's around,
Oh, is
probably
it?
around now, 9.
So who's in it? Florida?
Florida, Houston.
All right, let's go Gators.
Yeah, Houston had a huge comeback against Duke.
Yeah, that
I
was
know.
crazy. Like the last 20 seconds.
Yeah. They were down by
nuts.
6 or 7 with like a minute left, and I mean somehow they took the lead and they still won by like 4.
Yeah. Florida was down most of that game too, right? I mean, I didn't watch.
Well,
any
they
of
Yeah, I
were
didn't
down
watch
by
it.
10 when we were at dinner, but we
Yeah.
were watching the TV from Daryl's, wasn't it? Yeah. I think
I'm
we
still
were.
mad at Auburn for knocking out both Michigan and Michigan State. They knocked out both of our Michigan teams here.
And then
so
they
that
got
was-
knocked out, so.
Yeah. Very unfortunate.
What comes around goes around.
I
Oh.
guess, yeah. But at that time, I feel like you want them to win, and then it's like,
No,
oh,
Dave
you-
has always said that.
Yeah.
I do. I agree. When a team beats your team, you want them to go out. I mean, when the Lions lost to Washington, I was like, I don't think it's going to happen. But if Washington could go all the way, then I'd be like, all right, well, you lost to the best. So,
I think one of the most interesting things. Let's talk about like your dad. I mean, he's a sports writer, but he also is works for MLB and one of the official scorers for the Tigers, which I think is like a fascinating. Like, you get paid to go and watch a game, and I love that.
yeah, it's pretty neat. He's been doing that since 1984, the year they won the World Series.
Oh my gosh!
He did it. I think that was his first year he started scoring. I mean, he was covering the team way before then, but
But
started
talk about
scoring in
the
84.
Galarraga game.
oh, the Armando Gala, yeah, he was the scorer for that game, and that became interesting because there were a lot of people. Obviously, that was the game that Jim Joyce blew the call, and took away the perfect game, not just a no hitter.
Perfect.
Took it all away because it was a base hit by giving it, calling him safe. And people were calling into radio shows, calling into the MLB network, and saying that my dad should change it to an error. And if you know anything about baseball, which a lot of people clearly don't, that you can't give an error on something like that. It was a mistake by the umpire, and obviously it was before instant replay, so there was no way of stopping the game and challenging it and looking at it and then making it right. But so they're like, well, if Chuck Lonke would have given it an error, at least the no hitter would have sustained. Well, no, you can't. You can't make something up to make it right. Two wrongs don't make it right. And so it was just funny, and I just remember that reading some articles about some of these buffoons that think they know what they're talking about. But yeah, he always says that he's always glad after the like the fourth or fifth inning, if there's no hits, he's always glad when a nice clean hit happens, because then he doesn't have to make a judgment call on a no-hitter, like something where somebody might bobble something, makes a good play but bobbles it, and is it a hit, is it an error, and if you give him a hit, it ruins a no-hitter, and so he's always happy when a guy's got a no-hitter going and a hitter breaks it up cleanly, and it's a nice clean hit, and it's a no-brainer what to call it. But yeah, he's been doing that, and he loves doing it, so
Yeah, no,
he's
it's
lucky.
interesting.
He's fortunate. He's doing what he loves. So been doing it for a while.
So what do you guys think about how it's gone? They've made the game faster. I know it helps me because I get. I
think
hate
the
the
pitch
foul
clock
ball
is
things,
amazing.
but pitch clock, yeah.
They're not going to get rid of your
I
foul
know,
balls, Cindy.
I-
This
I
isn't
know.
softball.
No, I know. It's like 10 in a row. I'm like, oh my God, just hit the ball.
When we first met, we were at a baseball game, and she's just rolling her eyes at all these. One guy's fouling off all these pitches.
I mean,
and
it
just
was 10.
chopping away at him, fouling them off, and she's like, they gotta have a limit to how many foul balls you can have. It's got to be fair, just like in softball. Got to be fair. Remember, you get one or two foul balls, and then if you hit another one, you're out. I'm like, that's not going to change. But a lot of weird things have happened in
know.
baseball. A lot of changes, putting a runner on second in the extra innings, and you never thought that would have happened, and that happened. So maybe there will be a limit to foul balls someday, but I hope not.
I know. I'm just kidding.
There is that. There was talk. There was talk about adding something called, I think it's called the golden at bat. Have you heard of that?
Nothing.
I don't know. I shouldn't be talking about it because I don't know about it. But it was something like you could take any batter at one time a game. You could take any batter in your lineup or on your team and insert him wherever you want to put him. One time a game. It was called the golden at bat, and it was something proposed. I don't know how serious it was. Somebody was telling me about it. I go, that's got to be the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. I mean, but then I read another article where they're saying, well, they got to spice, get new fans and stuff. But the Golden at Bat, I'll have to look that up and Google that. We've turned this into a sports podcast.
Matt Deary would be
Are we ready?
happy.
Yeah.
We gotta have Matt on soon.
We will. We definitely will. He's our inspiration.
He's one of my favorite people. He's so
great.
kind.
Yeah, he's a great
He's
friend.
kind and genuine, and
Yeah.
he's a networker.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we'll have him on, talk about podcasting, networking, business. So yeah,
that would be great.
Sports. We could probably talk for hours with Matt, obviously.
So let's go around and say our favorite part of the day. This is what the Clonkies, Gensmans do after dinner. And so, yeah. All right, who wants to start?
I'll start.
Oh, okay, thank you.
I forgot to mention this to you, but I got a text today from Sam.
Okay.
Sam's our youngest. And he got nominated for another Emmy with another video that he had done.
Oh, wow.
He did that video on the what was it called? The basketball, let me look it up here what it was called. The unified basketball team at Royal Oak. Remember that he was
yep,
coaching
absolutely.
and playing on with the
That was
special
wonderful.
needs.
Yes,
and
I love that.
So he did a video on that when he was a senior, wrapping up his senior. Maybe he did it in the summer. I'm not sure. But anyway, they entered it in. He's nominated again for
that same video.
for that video, the unified video. The one that he won an Emmy, student Emmy, for the video about the Berkeley Royal Oak Showdown, the football.
Oh, okay.
That was for a different one. Now this is another video, the unified video. So
that's exciting.
so they entered him in that, and he's excited about that. He texted me that today. So yeah, that's my favorite part of the day. So go
awesome.
Sam.
All right, Mr. Gunsman, what do you got?
Well, I got to go to a fun customer that we have, Colonel Phil. He loves leaving me these voicemails when I don't respond, and he's a character.
He's 80. I think he's 86.
So he told me today that he'll be 90. I think next month. And so he still moves around like he's 70. I mean,
That's
he's
awesome.
still
And he's cocky.
Yeah, he is.
Do you know who I am?
That's great. I love it.
I went to shake his hand today, and he opened the door and he went to shake my hand, and he kind of pulled me inside, and I was like, oh my gosh, and he's like, you see my roller coaster that I got in there? And he had one of the new stair. The stair. What?
No.
Oh, the stair climber?
The stair climber.
To sit and to go up the steps?
So you sit on there, and then it goes up the steps, and he's like, you know how much I spent on that? He'd love to tell me how much he spends on stuff. And he's like, I spent $17,000 on that.
Oh my gosh.
Because he doesn't just go straight up the stairs. He has a curved stairwell. So it kind of, the guy had to take extra measurements or whatever and get this wood that would curve up his stairs, and so they charged him $17,000. I was like, that's crazy. And so, but he always has little projects and stuff.
See my roller coaster.
He's so funny.
I love him. Colonel Phil here. Philip Reese.
But he's so nice. Great. He asked me today. He's like, "I'm going to get coffee. Do you want anything?" And I'm like, we don't. People don't usually ask us like that. Maybe a water. Hey, do you want a water or whatever? But he asked me if I wanted a coffee, and then he's like, "Do you want money?" And I'm like, "I'm okay. I don't need money. I don't need coffee. I'm okay. I promise you."
No, that's cute.
I'm just here to help out. Whatever you need done. So he was the customer I was talking to about earlier about moving his barbecue around and taking the covers off of his patio furniture, because we do all just different types of stuff.
Well, you know what, we do handy woman, handyman services, so that's really nice. No, that's awesome. Yeah.
No,
Well, my favorite part of the day, Dave made an amazing spaghetti dinner for me. I love spaghetti. And actually, we have this amazing sauce. Yes, I know, it's out of a jar, but it's amazing. It's by Fody. It's Fody, and it's for sensitive stomachs. So I got to give a shout out to this organization. Whoever came up with this is amazing. So Fody is, they have salsas, ketchup. There's low food map, so there's no garlic and peppers. and onions and all this food. So nothing that gives you, stomach aches. But the flavoring is one of the best salsas I've ever had.
Huh.
I'm not a big fan of the ketchup. It's okay. Did you know I put that on your burger the other day?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
Didn't even recognize it.
I got the real stuff for you. But the sauce, the marinara is
spaghetti's-
great.
Oh my God, it's amazing. And it's
You don't get the
sensitive
heartburn.
pasta sauce, and you don't get heartburn.
Yeah. I'm
so-
really bad with heartburn. Pizza, I'm okay, but once we
Well, it
have
depends.
spaghetti, I've never had a problem eating pizza. And maybe I just like it too much. But when we eat spaghetti and I have regular pasta sauce, then I get really bad heartburn. So this stuff is amazing.
Yeah, look for it. The branding's great. I love it because they put it in purple with purple lids and purple labels, and it kind of it really stands out on the shelf. So you can go and scan the aisle, and there it is. Oh, they don't have it. All right, it's great because most pasta sauce is red and green. Their labeling. It's Italian colors, but they put purple on it, so you see it right away. And it's really good. Today we had the tomato basil. They didn't have regular marinara last time. And I thought the basil
was
amazing.
Yeah, it was
I should have just
really,
told you I
really
put
good.
some basil in there and kind of mixed it.
Well, we do have real basil.
I know. I should have lied. I should have made up a
I
story.
put that in a pasta yesterday.
Should have created a story about this dish.
I know.
It's just
But
noodles
yeah,
and-
I got to give a shout out, but it's FODY, flavorful, worry-free products made for IBS and sensitive stomachs. So their seasonings are amazing.
Yeah, you wouldn't know it was something special.
I mean, they even have like dark chocolate nut bars and things like that. So,
Well, you order it online sometimes too, right?
yep. Yeah, I ordered online or just on Amazon too. But yeah, so that was really good. So thank you for dinner. And you know what? I came home. My purse fell over. Everything fell out. I put mail in the mailbox and the wind took it and I had to get out of my car and chase it. And it was just one thing after another. It was all little things. And I came home and I need just usually a few minutes. But you are like, what can I do? I'll make you dinner, run a glass of wine, blah, blah, blah. So thank you for that. You noticed, and I appreciate you. So thank you.
Oh, well, thank you.
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate you.
So on that note, anything else, guys, before we wrap up? It's after 9 o'clock here.
I know. Turn the basketball game on, and
Yeah,
I just
two.
finished up with a sale from Facebook Marketplace.
oh yeah,
God,
yeah.
I hate selling stuff sometimes.
It is sometimes a pain.
I don't think
but
it's worth it. Is
yeah.
it worth it?
I mean, I guess tonight was. I guess I don't know how worth it was, but I mean, I got $40 off of it. I went to
Ooh.
sell it. Yeah, right.
Well,
I mean,
after the
40
stock
bucks is
market,
40
$40 is $100 these days.
So I have a door listed because it's a left. What is it?
Oh,
what is
like
my
a left
door?
swing?
A left swing door, and I need a right swing door. And I actually have two left swing doors in the garage. And so I went to sell both of those left swinging doors. And this guy messaged me, hey, I can come today. I'll get them for $20. That's what I had them listed for. Because, I mean, a brand new door you can get for $100. So I'm like, $20, whatever, just come take it so I don't have to throw in a dumpster or whatever. So list them for $20. And he texts me, he goes, okay, I'll be there at 6. I'll come pick it up today. Well, all of a sudden, 6 comes around. And then he texts me, hey, I'm having car troubles. I'll be there at 7. Now 7 o'clock comes around, and I'm like, ETA, ? And don't hear from him for 45 minutes. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to leave, and come back here, go eat some dinner, whatever. Well, now all of a sudden he texts me at 8 p.m., hey, I'm here at your door. You're not responding. And then it's Facebook, so I don't have my notifications on at all. Messages, so I didn't see it for 10 or 15 minutes. And then he responds another time and says, this is the last time I drive an hour to pick something up. My lesson was learned or whatever. And so I text him, I'm like, I'm so sorry, where are you? I can come meet you or whatever. Well, I guess he was only a couple minutes away. He had already left, and so I go, I'll meet you there in 5 minutes. So I show up, he's waiting there in his car, and he was going to buy just the one door, and then I ended up buying 2 doors.
Wow.
Both of the doors that I had, got them out of my garage, and I got $40 out of it.
If you would have had a third door, it would have been 3 doors down.
That's what he said. He's like, he said,
I love that band.
the very last thing he says to me, he goes, "I got 2 doors," and that was it. And he walked away.
You're like,
So I'm like, I don't know what to say. I'm like, okay.
I tell you, that is.
I don't know what to say.
Thank you're welcome.
Yeah. Thanks for buying the doors.
I got a funny door story. I got to tell this real quick. When he just started cracking up when he was talking about these doors. I don't know why it triggered me, but I used to have this condo that we rented out, right? And the tenants were moving out, and they, I had their security deposit, and they were like, "When do I get my security deposit?" I go, "Well, I got to do a walkthrough and make sure everything's good. So I'll come do the walkthrough, and then I'll, if everything's good, I'll give you your security deposit. That's the way it goes." Oh yeah. Well, yeah. So they're acting all weird and fidgety. I'm going through. I got a checklist. I'm just making sure, looking at everything, make sure everything's working and nothing, any holes in the wall. And I'm about to be just about done. I got to go upstairs. There are 2 bedrooms upstairs and a bath. And I go upstairs, and I see the door to the bathroom just looks odd. And I look at it, and it's like just, the door should have been just a regular door. What is it, a 7-foot door? What's a door? 6-7 feet door?
Yeah, the one I
What's
sold
a
to
normal
was,
door in a
was
house?
80 inches. It was 80 inches
Yeah,
tall.
inches. So anyway,
Yeah.
say it's 80 inches. Well, the door that was on the hinges was 90 inches. And if it's supposed to be 40 inches wide, it was 30 inches wide.
Oh, no.
And it was upside down. So,
Oh, no.
so it was like a right swinging door, and it should have been a left swinging door because it was upside down. So the handle was up by my ear. And
what?
I don't know. I looked, I go, "What's up with this door? Why is this door on here?" "Oh, well, we replaced it." I go, "Yeah, but it doesn't you can't even close it."
It swings back. Actually,
"So are we going to get our check?" "No, you're not going to get your check. I got to figure out how much all this door costs to replace the door."
you know what?
I actually told him, I said, "I'm going to have to replace the jamb. What do you want me to replace the jamb to fit the door you put in, or should I replace the door to fit the actual jamb?" But it was so funny. They were like blocking it. We'll show you upstairs. And we walk upstairs, and he's kind of like standing in front of the door, so I don't notice this bathroom door that won't close and is above the door
gosh.
jamb. In fact, I was laughing because it was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. But I don't know, that story.
Well,
just
you know what?
made me
I think I
remember
can
that.
beat that door story, and we know how much doors cost.
Yes, we do.
Because
That was a good story
You tell-
too.
is
in
it
our
the story?
in our
Okay,
Rochester
yeah.
house, so we go away for a week with the kids, and we have some friends' daughter who's going to watch a house for us, and so. So we came home, and my vase was broken. And I'm like, so I bring all the kids, all 4 of them. We sit down like a whole Brady Bunch. I'm like, all right, who broke the vase? And all 4 of you kids are looking, and not one of you's coming clean. So I'm like, all right, fine. I put that away. So a couple days go by. Now I see downstairs at the bathroom door to Caitlin's bathroom, there's a sign over it says, "Oh, we missed you, Caitlin," blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, well, I let it stay up there, and then all
I
of a
think it was
sudden...
a month. It had to
I
have been a
know.
month or 2 that the sign was up there. We didn't realize it. It was literally a month probably until
Yep.
we took the sign off.
So all of a sudden I take the sign off, and whoa, huge hole in a brand new 6-panel door.
Yeah.
So I've to find out that the girls, so the girls finally admit they did it. So they said they actually had people over, and they got in a fight, and when they were playing pool, they knocked over the vase, broke the vase.
They
and
super
then,
glued it together.
and yes, they
Gorilla Glue. They used way
Gorilla
too much Gorilla Glue because it was all like puffing out. It was like, because you're only supposed to use a dab of that Gorilla Glue and it'll work. But they put it on, make sure it doesn't, and it just bubbled over.
Exactly.
Oh my
But
gosh.
yeah, so there's another story. So long story short, I'm not sure what things happen.
It's
I
funny
love
you
the
say that because
parents, and
it feels like we've been at the store buying doors a lot. Yeah,
I know.
maybe we should have bought a solid door. They would punch that.
That's what
Break
I
their
sold
hand.
today. I sold a solid door.
Those were solid for 20?
No, well, the one was solid, and I had that one listed for probably about 12 hours, but nobody messaged me at all. But the other door that wasn't solid, I listed that, and within 24 hours, I think I had 30 people message me about trying to pick up the door, what dimensions or whatever. So
you got to make sure to put dimensions, but also
Yeah.
try not to do too low of a price point because then people fight over it and you get so many.
Yeah.
And I just go, hey, the first person, you
Well,
know.
it's
the
better
I
second
can't
than-
imagine just needing a door though,
Yeah.
because like, how do you know the door is going to match all the other doors in your house? I mean, to buy a door on Facebook seems strange. Like, oh, that's just like my door, and it's got to be the right dimensions. It's got to swing the right
Unless
way.
it'll be yours and they don't care.
Unless, yeah, they're just filling in a rental spot and they just want to get their security deposit back.
All right, well, I'm shutting the door on this conversation.
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
It's always good to have a funny story. But he said that, I was like, oh,
Mohammed's
What?
gonna shut his doors tonight too.
Who?
2 of them. Mohammed.
That's the same.
Yeah, his name was Mohammed.
Oh,
He
he-
picked up 2 doors. He's very nice guy, but
Yeah, he's gonna be all excited to put them in tonight.
I know.
I mean, I do
I hope he
love
knows-
getting stuff off of Marketplace.
I hope he knows that they swing a certain way and everything. Otherwise, I don't want to have to go through and get the doors back.
No
for
returns.
$20. That's what I'm thinking.
There's a no return
Yeah.
policy.
He bought a left swinging door and he needs a right swinging door. So
Oh.
I don't know. I hope he got it all figured out before.
yeah, you got. I mean, it's kind of a mind bender, you know. When you're, I remember being at the store, like, what door do I need? I need, yeah. How does it go? And you're standing there. No, all right. We've
Or
gone
you could be
off.
prepared.
Well, no, I know. I mean, but
Okay.
you got to think where the hinges are and all that stuff.
All right, well. this
we
has
done?
been- yeah.
This clocks in at our longest episode ever because I think we can hear ourselves talk.
And it's great news
Sounds
system.
good.
Good job.
Hopefully,
yeah,
it sounds
yeah.
good. So,
So you're here kicking it with the Clunkies. I'm Cindy,
I'm Doorbell Dave.
and we have.
I'm Colton.
All right. So, well, thank you for being a guest today. I think we learned a lot from your marketplace gardening stocks, and just bought your own house. Like, you learned a lot this week
Yeah.
or this month.
Yeah, no kidding.
Busy.
So-
Busy.
So, anyways, all right. Please rescue foster animals before you go. Don't go to those pet stores, please. So,
All right.
all right. Good night, everyone.
Good night. Kicking it with the Clonkies.